When he acts, and he will, the once great institutions of American learning will stand as hollow relics of a bygone era. Their libraries will be stripped of so-called subversive materials, and their lecture halls will be repurposed for government oversight. Across the nation, enforcers from what we've coined the Department of National Integrity will patrol university towns, ensuring that forbidden ideas find no home. The purge will happen swiftly. Supreme Leader Donald J. Trump has already declared that academia has become a corrupt breeding ground for national weakness, and he is likely to order universities to close or submit to state oversight. Professors, researchers, and scholars will be labeled intellectual dissidents and rounded up in the night, loaded onto buses, and shipped to national work camps, a network of rural labor colonies run by the for-profit prison system, designed to strip them of their so-called elitism. Many will arrive in shock, still struggling to understand what has transpired. They will be handed coarse uniforms and shovels, then sent into the fields. America's greatest minds, men and women who have spent their lives in libraries and lecture halls, will find themselves woefully unprepared for the brutal labor awaiting them. Former mathematicians, literary theorists, and historians will stumble as they attempt to wield heavy tools. Hands accustomed to chalk and pens will blister and bleed from unrelenting toil, and backs that once hunched over cherished manuscripts will collapse under the weight of sacks of grain. Some will not survive. There will be only one form of education available, re-education, aligned with the winds of Trump. The weak will not last long. Those who falter will be labeled defiant and sent to re-education chambers, where they will be forced to confess their intellectual crimes, chant slogans of loyalty until their voice is cracked, denounce their scholarly work, and abandon the identities they've spent decades building. Some will break completely, minds unraveling under the weight of exhaustion, hunger, and psychological torment. State-run broadcasts will show reformed academics in threadbare uniforms, thanking the government for showing them the virtue of honest work. They will speak in rehearsed, empty phrases about how the National Reconstruction Program has given them purpose. What the cameras will fail to capture are their hollowed-out eyes, their trembling hands, and their silent despair. In the dead of night, some will risk everything to smuggle pages of forbidden progressive knowledge from camp to camp. Others will recite old texts from memory as understanding and expertise are buried generations deep into a stunted Christian nationalist doctrine devoid of freedom. The Republican Party will claim victory, asserting they have broken the academic class, reforging them into obedient citizens. I believe that only when Trump comes for the education systems will true resistance rise. Timothy Snyder, in his book on tyranny, warns, the European history of the 20th century shows us that societies can break. Democracies can fall, ethics can collapse, and ordinary men can find themselves standing over death pits with guns in their hands. Beyond Mao's China, history provides chilling examples where regimes have targeted academics, intellectuals, and professionals, forcing them into labor camps or outright eliminating them to suppress dissent. These regimes found intellectual thought a threat to their power and moved swiftly to silence it. Trump's anti-education rhetoric seems to follow a familiar pattern, one that history has already written in blood and silence. Sinclair Lewis' 1935 novel It Can't Happen Here serves as a cautionary tale about America falling to fascism. When fascism comes to America, it will be wrapped in the flag and carrying a cross. This ominous vision is gradually becoming our reality unless we take a stand while we still can.
Thanks for reading Carl's Mind Chime. Making mind chimes take hard work, so please subscribe and share. Let's support Carl's obsession.